You ding dong diddly idiots.
It's loading, and we're live. Alright. Hello and welcome, everyone. This is North City, and
Have you
welcome
tweeted
to
it? Have you done the tweet?
review stream. I will make the tweet in a second. I just want everything to work for like 5 minutes. Please, just let me have this moment.
Just 5 minutes. We just need 5 minutes.
I just cleaned up this mess. Can we keep it clean for 10 minutes?
No, Mr. Incredible, because I just made another mess.
Sorry.
I'm not cleaning the city again.
Sorry.
I swear, like, you know, you finally, crisis is averted, and then before you know it, someone else has blown up the living room. It's just, you know, it's a never-ending battle. But anyway.
And usually it's not a living room though, it's Crossroads Bar.
Yeah.
Hey, I put good work into that thing.
Yeah,
But
he did
yes,
a lot of it.
we are live, and it
bar.
appears that
He uses to bash
people
over
are here
people's
now,
heads.
so,
Well, there's that bar, and then there's, you know, the drinking bar. But...
Okay, anyway,
What's the
moving on
difference?
from bar jokes, would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
No.
Okay, so Patrick has refused to introduce himself, so I guess we'll just move down the list. Crosser, would you like to say hello?
Hello, how do you do? It's the Crosser here.
That is a horrific stereotype of your character right there, but okay.
Yes, yes
I'll,
it is.
I'll accept it. Blue, would you like to say hello?
안녕하세요. Sorry about that. Hey guys, Blue here. What's up on my channel is art and speed paint. And also song covers. Electric Headsides Blossom and Surprise!
And of course,
My
Blue's the
channel
one
doesn't
person to
exist for
take
this
anything
community anymore.
seriously.
Hello.
And then I guess there's just myself as per usual, Laserhawk, the hoster of streams. But of course, because it's a Laserhawk stream, we always start at least 15 minutes late because computers don't believe in Laser, and Laser doesn't believe in computers.
I think you just spilled I blame the fact you probably spilled a cup of tea on your computer.
Okay, I get thirsty.
You said it, not me.
My thing. You stole a British thing. You're doing the British
Yeah,
thing. Of
where do you think all
cups
that
of
tea,
That's-
dude? When they dumped the tea, I went diving in after, just like, guys, but like this is so much money. Do we really want to throw it away?
So
I don't know what
today
you're
we're
talking
talking-
about.
I don't know. Alright.
Oh man,
Oh.
if only we had some sort of slideshow that I could turn on right now that talks about the episode perfectly, even started on the right one. Today we're talking about, the first part of the stream is going to be talking about the two-parter of the season 9, of season 9, that's really the finale, because the other one's just sort of like an epilogue. So, we're talking about the ending of the end, and then after we talk about this, we're going to save our final discussion to talk about the last problem, which is the official final episode of MLP, the 4th generation. So, with that being said, would anyone
MLP,
like to go
the
first?
final frontier. Here.
No. We're not
You
getting
don't
the
need a
streak
boxing
ready. We're gonna
announcer
get that
right
one.
now.
Yeah. Also, before anyone bugs me about it, there is a small watermark in like majority of the images in the bottom right-hand corner because apparently someone had a full unedited copy of episode 24 somehow on YouTube. Like, how did? And what bothers me about it is because, like, firstly, as per usual, somehow the internet hasn't flooded Google with images, so I had to go and take these manually, which is why things took so long. As well as the fact that, secondly, how did our stream get taken down about the season premiere of season 9 premiere? How did that get taken down quicker than this fully unedited, like, they didn't even mess with the audio, which is an occasional trick, and they didn't flip the image to try to get past the copyright system. It is a 100% unedited copy of episode 24, and it has not been automatically taken down.
I blame China.
Actually, that's YouTube's policies swapping around again.
I still blame China.
I
mean,
will
that's-
second
Liberate Hong
blaming
Kong.
China.
Hashtag liberate Hong Kong. Oh wait.
Rotary,
it's-
let's try to keep this where we don't get our stream banned.
Well, it's
That's a
only
really
gonna get banned
controversial
in
topic right
China,
now.
so it's not like it's a huge loss, but oh well.
Anyways,
No one
let's
in
get started
China's
with
gonna
reading
be
the
watching
synopsis.
this. We're a bunch of white people. Do you think they really care about it? Think about it. Even if they knew English, would they really care about this? And the answer is no.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the Red City controversial moments.
Yeah, there we
Someone
go.
needs to do Rift City out of context.
Versus the
Mm.
cut, yeah.
The idea.
Anyways.
Take the recording, throw it and use it in the most radical political way possible, and then send it back to us.
Yes.
Okay, but Blue, you'd like to get us started because you're the one responsible person here that isn't venting about computer issues.
Anyways, I shall read to you all the synopsis of the beginning of the end. Well, the ending of the end, part 1. Jesus H. Christ on a pogo stick, my brain doesn't work right today.
Don't worry, I have Skittles.
I have Coke. As you know, this is Pepsi, sorry.
I have Cold and Alone.
I have sweet tea. But anyways, in the first part, Queen Chrysalis, Lord T-Rex, and Cozy Glow unleash their unified might on Equestria, and it's up to the main six to save the kingdom.
It is. We all know it's the Legion of Doom. Press on.
Also known as Discord fucks up really badly.
Oof, okay, that's the one that bomb. You heard it here, folks. That's it. That's all we get. You can all thank Blue for using it right off the bat.
Darn, I had a plan for that F-bomb.
Have you tweeted the stream, Laser?
I am in the works of typing it. I'm also still combating my computer right now, so please bear with me.
Type faster!
I can
Don't
only
worry,
type
cell
so
phones are
fast.
a great thing.
I have hooves.
I have hooves too. How do you think I'm doing it?
Yeah, I still
have
don't
a
know how you load
Well,
a
I
gun
have a
with
unicorn
those
horn at
things.
least, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
I am Pegasus Master Race as according.
Just don't ask me how I type so many scripts in a single day.
It's blood. We all know you sold your soul to a devil. That's it. Okay.
I'm not a.
Not gonna confirm or deny. Blue, carry on, please. Blue.
Carry on, Blue. Anyway.
That was the synopsis.
Oh, okay, that's it. Oh, that's
That was a
Discord
hell
screws
of
up.
a-
the synopsis is bad people do bad things. Ooh.
Or just,
You don't say.
or also known as Discord majorly beeps up.
Yeah, okay. Thank you
Okay,
for
before we even
respecting
get started, can
our
I
rule, Blue.
just say something? I really can't stand Discord in either of these episodes, and there's a good reason why. It doesn't make
I
any
know that
sense.
there was very it was very like there's a lot of people that are very like upset or confused as why Discord did what he did, and I can see, like, I get an idea because he's the kind of person that just because it's not like this, he's done this before when he failed to talk about the seeds that he grew to try to kill the tree a few seasons ago. So this isn't really out of character for Discord because he's done stuff very similar to this, because at this point...
I don't think it's out of character for him. That's not my issue.
Alright.
It's just poorly explained. I just don't think it's built up very well. We watch any of the episodes, it doesn't make any sense. You watch Grogar and you don't think Discord. It just.
Well, I
it just
think that's also
seems to
kind of
come out
part of
such a
the thing,
I mean,
is that no one knew. That was part of
Yeah.
it.
But that's not my problem. My problem is they just don't do anything with it. They build up this big reveal, and they just do nothing with it.
Yeah,
in all
he just sort of
honesty.
like wobbles away. Like they find
Yeah,
out, and
and
he
he-
just sort
he
of like,
doesn't
well, you got me, haha, epic prank, and then like
Yeah, and he
slowly
doesn't take any
shuffles out
repercussions
of the
for it.
Legion of Doom.
And people
Oh, no,
say,
he does. He loses his powers for a hot minute.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I'd say
but I
more
just
than a
don't think
hot
that's
minute.
enough-
He like loses it for the entire finale.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I just
well,
don't think that's enough of the punishment. And the fact people keep shipping him with Fluttershy, which
Oh,
I
what's
do
wrong?
not want to
Were
do
some
that.
ships
No, I
destroyed?
do not want to talk about that.
Yeah,
Disney
well,
fanatic, your ship is confirmed.
yeah.
It's not because it's a bad
Oh,
ship. It's because
there was a huge audio jump on my end.
Oh, you okay?
I'll be fine after my ear stops bleeding.
Okay.
I am personally offended by Fluttercord because I've been in that sort of relationship and it never ends well.
What do you mean that kind of relationship? Like, not to peer into your life, but what's the concerning? Like, just for a hot minute, let's
You've
talk
got an
about this.
abusive, evil person who is.
You do realize he's changed, right? Like, if you
Mhm.
go back and watch
No,
every episode he's been in, sure, there are some things that stay the same, but as you notice, all the smaller details sort of fade away.
That makes it
He's a much
worse. That
different
makes it
person.
even worse if you're trying to argue that angle, because basically, Fluttershy is the shy, timid type who is trying to convince a bad person to turn good.
Yeah,
Which
but
he did.
he's
suggesting
always
that
had a soft
girls
spot
should
specifically
try
for
and
her
convince
over
bad,
everyone
evil
else.
The idea is these girls should try to convince these bad, evil people who are bigger, stronger, and will manipulate them in any way they like. Can you already see the?
Well, I get what you're
the
trying to
commentator.
say, but again, it's the thing is that Discord is only really tries to manipulate and trick basically everyone other than Fluttershy.
And he doesn't like Fluttershy. He's obsessive
it
about...
was this only with Grogar did he ever really, after being reformed, try to pull one over Fluttershy. That's it.
And also,
and she didn't even know about Grogar, so he wasn't even tricking Grogar. He was just pulling, because again, all of this was just to test Twilight specifically and her friends, so their extension Fluttershy. But Discord never explicitly tries to pull something over Fluttershy exclusive. So yeah, I get the concern to an extent, but
no,
if it's one-on-one, he's never trying to pull something over Fluttershy.
He is overly obsessive about Fluttershy in the fact it's not a balanced relationship. It is an unbalanced relationship in all regards, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, but there's always one person in the relationship that's more obsessive than the other. That's just what happens.
Hello, B-Money.
Yeah, but...
Hello, people.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
Jack. I don't even know how we got on stuff, but
yeah,
I still...
shoot. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have an OC for... Oh, wait, no, I should have Jack's OC.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I should.
You should. We've had it before, multiple times.
Yeah,
I won't delve any more into this topic, but all I'm going to say is, it's just, they don't do anything with it. They just don't do anything with Discord in these episodes, really.
Well, I guess we kind of have to put that.
I don't know why they
built
built this. I think the only reason they built this up is so they can put the three villains together, and it just doesn't make any sense. I think it's my biggest problem in the episodes, but it's the only problem I have with the episode.
No, actually, Big Jim actually gave his reasoning for.
Is Big Jim a YouTuber or something, or?
No, he's the creator. Yeah,
here's my problem okay. Yeah, I'm just curious, like, what's Big Jim's authority on this? And being a creator is a pretty good authority over this topic.
Yeah, pretty much.
He said that.
Wait, yeah, let Jack finish.
Yeah, he specifically said that the reason why they went that route is because they had already built up these characters throughout the season, and they wanted the quote unquote final boss battle. Okay, he didn't actually say that. I'm saying that the final
fight.
Yeah, the final fight to be against villains that the fans had already seen and characters already have a good amount of history with.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes sense that it turns out Grogar isn't Grogar. It's just Discord, and he's not the main antagonist. It's the main three that both the fans and the heroes have a history with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but my big problem with that is if the show requires an outside source to explain something that's going on in the show that shouldn't need explaining, then there's a problem somewhere.
Well, because something's confused. Well, there can be like complex ideas in shows that are never truly expanded, and there's just some things that just people don't understand. You would have to watch the episode maybe 2 or 3 times to fully see everything, because like there's a bunch of jokes and references, like "Fly you fool," referenced Gandalf, "Fly you fools." Like there's a
Mhm.
bunch
And
of
actually-
references that you have to go back and see, and if you want to, and specifically for a lot of shows that have complex themes, you have to rewatch the show. And even if you don't get the full understanding what the creator means, it doesn't mean you don't see something that they could have even made something even more expansive. So the creator, I think, the creator answered that question probably because just enough people asked it. But if people took time or looked around, the answer was there. They just had to look for it.
Fair
Yeah,
point.
and
I'll
actually,
take
it was, actually it was according to Big Jim, it was hinted at throughout the season. Apparently, I'd have to look and actually like really put on my analysis
Well, it could be the
goggles.
fact that
But
Groger's always gone. Like he's always moving out of the place, and yeah, there might have been some subtle hints that went over a bunch of people's heads.
The three subtle hints are when Grogor picks him up, he uses Discord magic. That's generally a hint.
Like if
You didn't notice
if
that.
it was
When
a
he
similar
picks him up,
snap,
he uses
and
Discord
again,
magic. Did you not notice that?
Grogar's I don't think Grogar showed images of Discord with Twilight and her friends at the same time.
No, no,
like
no. When Grogor picked up the evil Frey and put him to the wall, he used Discord magic. He used the color of Discord magic.
wait,
yeah,
wait,
I
wait,
did.
wait.
I don't remember
Wait
seeing
a
that.
second. Wait a second. I thought when I thought it was established that Discord's magic was kind of a dark purplish rainbow color because T-Rex, when he sucked out Discord's magic in season 4, that's what it came out as.
Yeah, but what was
I
it
think
like
Even when
during...
it was sucked into the bell, that's what it came out as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but even then, depending on what Discord does, when he like snaps his finger, it's usually just sort of like a white sort of sparkle effect. Not super colorful, just sort of like a flat white. Or I'd have to double check because I'm just going off of memory. But
No, he just walks in the room and is like, "Yo, I'm Thanos."
Yeah.
Dude,
Pretty much.
Too early.
the urge to play
Hi,
the
Mama.
the Avengers
Portals.
theme during the stream was there, but it's just like it's not worth the
Mhm.
copyright.
No, it's not.
By the way, you guys don't mind that I just kind of popped in, right?
Oh no, that's what
No.
everyone does. There's also
Mhm.
Momo just lurking in the background. I guess I could.
Right.
And Starlight Glimmer to anger.
Hey, Mama.
I always
I'm
put,
part of
it's
the
sort of just
bourgeoisie.
kind of the staple now at this point is to put Starlight Glimmer in the background.
What?
You guys don't. Ever since Zaldin, notoriously complains about Starlight Glimmer. So then one time I downloaded a Starlight Glimmer asset and put it in the corner. And now it's just sort of what I do with every stream. I just sort of throw it on.
We all know
Oh.
Starlight Glimmer exiled and is going to be canon. He's going to propose to her eventually.
Oh gosh,
Actually,
please
I-
no.
I have a-
Please
I
no.
have a-
Soon, Dennis.
I have a theory I want to explain at the second episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, another indication to the whole Discord being Grogar thing.
Mhm.
Think back to the very first episodes of season 9, where they were talking about him, giving him praise, and Rainbow Dasher, one of them, they mentioned, "What we do without you." And you see that subtle thing where he's looking down and is like, "Oh shit, what am I gonna do?"
Really? He did that? I have to watch that again.
Yeah, it's more subtle to the fact that he's gonna get himself blasted in a second, but I'm pretty sure
Team
that's a good
Rocket style?
indicator.
Oh,
No, not
no.
Team Rocket style. We wish, but
Oh.
no. But I'm pretty sure that's more of a subtle hint to him being, like, "Oh, I made this mess."
Oh, who
Now I
knew
gotta
that
clean it up.
who knew that opening Arkham Asylum was a bad idea? Oh no.
It's not like Batman was in town or anything.
Because man, Discord tried to make his own Suicide Squad without knowing they were a Suicide Squad, and then they break free, yeah, we're just gonna start our own thing now.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, it's the Legion of
Yeah.
Doom. If the Legion of Doom was secretly being run by if Lex
Superman?
Yeah, so it's like Superman, but it's more. I'd say better. It would probably be more of a Batman kind of move, if you ask me. because Superman's not much of a
What kind of
liar.
Batman movie?
Batman
The
has a
kind of
better
Batman movie
strategy.
where he disguised in the actual Suicide Squad animated film where he actually disguised himself as Black Spider. That kind of Batman.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't. Oh, I'd
Oh,
have to watch it.
oh yeah. Just a quick side note, like Suicide Squad, the animated stuff is like almost always is better than most. Like the film was the live action was all right. Just don't tell Pat or we're gonna be here a while. But
Yeah.
even though the film has like huge glaring issues, still enjoyable. But it's sort of the plot
Just
kind of
like
went.
the
The
finale.
plot was out the window. Just watch the animated stuff. It's better. Like this,
Noted.
perhaps.
Yes,
Hint,
like
hint,
this.
nudge,
I think
nudge, wink, wink.
this episode could be described like that. It's flawed, but it's enjoyably flawed.
Well,
I think
wait, then
what
what is
What
the
I
big
think
flaw
I
then?
find
What
weird
is
about
the
this,
big
this
issue?
two-parter is it's completely opposite to all the other finales, where all the other finales are more about the journey and the ending is the weakest part of it. Where this is the journey doesn't really matter, but the ending is the best thing about it. If that makes any sense.
I think this one was way more focused about, actual, like, combat rather than learning the magic. Like, when I was watching through, it goes, so wait, the moral is don't be a douchebag and release a bunch of villains? That's the moral? don't let people out of prison? Okay, that seems like a good moral. The
Keep your
friendship
enemies
is
close, but not that close. Goodness.
yeah, but that seems to be like the focus of the episode was more about the conflict between not it was less of a internal conflict like most of the episodes are because it's supposed to be morals and whatnot. This is more these people are bad because they're like really mean and they hurt our feelings, so let's go beat them up now.
Yeah, it was basically it was just building up to the finale. There was no real journey to it in like other finales have.
Well,
Does that make
there
sense?
was, but that journey got interrupted and put aside for the epilogue episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It actually, the whole journey was it was the arc over the whole season. That's the journey.
Yeah,
you
right.
know.
sure, that is. I agree on that one. But
I mentioned this before.
And just the big themes of the entire show itself with the whole just with the Wendigos showing up, like this finale was more of just like the only like big moral / theme has been the moral and theme of the entire show. It wasn't as selective as most episodes.
But this episode isn't about plot. It's about moments that surprise you. Like Discord being revealed is a moment that surprises you. Starlight Glimmer walking away from that cool explosion is a moment that surprises you. When all the characters fight the villains, and when they try to fight the villains, and all the jokes in between, those are moments that make you enjoy it and make you happy. This isn't an episode about plot. It's an episode about moments that are meant to surprise you, entertain you. The plot is just a service level, just there just to move on to the next entertaining moments. And that's
Counter
not necessarily
argument?
a bad thing.
Oh, he's got a counter. Watch
That's
out.
bad because
I have a
the
counter
moments
argument to
in-
that,
Here,
Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick can cross or interject.
There
for a
is
moment.
plot to this. It's the end plot. I mentioned this before, where season 9 was trying to do something that season 4 had already done, but it was doing it better, and it did. It was an overarching story. This part is the climax.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it really was because unlike the rainbow
arc.
Yeah.
It's not.
Unlike the
But
rainbow
the
arc.
rainbow arc was so good.
I had to throw something at you, Laser.
Yes, but the rainbow arc. See, I don't know. I feel that the
The arc
that,
dragged a bit.
that an arc that has to do with villains doing this thing and then heroes doing that thing to get even further, and then it all concludes in a big climactic battle. I feel that is a big stronger arc than almost unrelated things being connected by the fact that it's a rainbow item,
I agree, actually.
Well, I
agree.
think the
And I think
issue with
what
that arc too was
hurts
it
me-
was
what
6
hurts me-
episodes put like let's see. The finale and the premiere, that's 4. And then you have the 5 episodes between. So it's like a 9-episode arc, but it's so spread out. Well, I feel like the villain arc was much better packed together. Like, you didn't forget so much between them.
Yeah, that's another.
And the presence,
point
the evil presence, was more intimidating than rainbow item. I'm gonna finally complete this main quest after doing a bunch of side quests. Like, the villains were
Skyrim.
more important was a more important arc because it was building up, and like the audience was like, shoot, when's this gonna happen? When's it gonna happen?
I think what also helped the villain arc is because they did a lot more in less time, where the rainbow arc was just too long.
Yeah.
I think that's the main.
It was
Here's my
spread
thing.
out for too
I
long.
agree with you. The arc building of season 9 is better than season 4, but I prefer the finale of season 4 to the finale of season 9. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get it. The conclusion.
Kind of, sort of, a little bit.
I
I understand.
Well, yeah, I
enough.
think the season 4 finale, like most
I'll be back in a
finales, sort of pushed this a unique theme, while the series finale was just friendship is magic. If you have friends, that's all you need. This just pushed the theme of the entire show rather than focusing on a smaller part of
lesson.
Yeah, a smaller lesson, like a more honed in skill. This is just friendship is what you need.
Like, sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, it makes perfect sense for a finale for this particular show
because it's a series finale.
The very beginning started with Twilight coming to the conclusion that friendship is magic, and then it ends with Twilight using that fact to beat the enemies once and for all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and same thing with like how started with the book opening, ended with the book closing.
Yeah.
And then they pulled the season 2 by turning the antagonist to stone.
Sometimes you just gotta put them down.
Symbolic.
Hey, sometimes
I get us demonetized.
Oof.
Wait, what?
Actually, the fact that they got turned to stone and therefore possibility of coming back.
Oh yeah, the comics are still there for some reason.
Yeah, season 10, continuing in the comics.
Yep. And considering that Grogar is possibly established as real, but we didn't actually see the real one.
We know
but
his
he is
magic
established.
is real. We don't know if he's alive.
Yeah.
Chances are he died because he lost his magic.
Chances are he got old.
Here's the thing, though. I'm going to ask a weird question. With the comics concerned, they will be considered as G4 because, for everyone who doesn't know, generations do not go by the TV shows. Generations go by the toy line.
Okay.
Right.
That is true.
That's
So
half true.
technically, with the new comic, that will not be G5 unless it is a new toy line or it's a new.
Well, yeah, I think
Completely
they're keeping it as Gen 4 to finish season 10,
It's
quote
gonna
unquote.
be Gen 4. Finish it off like
Yeah,
that.
they've already confirmed that season 10 is going to be in the comics of IDW.
Yeah.
But does it continue from this two-parter or
Yes.
the next episode? Because that's
that's
there's
why
two different
they're.
ways you could take this comic.
Yeah. So I think it's going to still have the same it's going to be in the same universe, but they'll probably have different characters, unless it's gonna pull the annoying thing where it goes like, okay, so we just finished with the present, now we're in the future. JK, we're going back to the kind of present, but also kind of the future. It's gonna be Borderlands, the prequel sequel.
Oh God! I worry about that now. I do actually worry.
That would be annoying though. So I'm hoping that it's going to take place when the main 6 are adults, and then we either continue from this new person. But my concern with that is that she was just thrown into the Twilight setting, and I don't want MLP Gen 4
She was
2.0.
thrown into the Twilight Zone.
We're getting a bit ahead of ourselves. Let's carry on just talking about the two-part, and then we'll get onto that episode, because that's
So-
an entire catalogue
So,
of things we'll
Patrick,
get
do you
on.
want to wrap up your overall feelings, and then maybe we can try to return to some form of structure?
So I'm gonna. Was I wrapping up my
structure.
opinions? Because I don't even think I even got started. I think we all just generally just chatting about.
Yeah.
We were
But
all just
I don't
generally
want you
throwing
to
in
be
our
on the high
thoughts
horse
and
for too long.
opinions.
Yeah. I genuinely do love this episode. I think it's brilliant. It's got some amazing moments. I think it's a great finale. I don't think it's my favorite finale, but it's a great one. I think it's entertaining. The plot is surface level, and I think it's there just to get you to the ending, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I think it just does what it needs to do. It gets you to where you need to be. I don't like Discord, but that's just a minor gripe. I love the villains. I love the main six. I love every single moment of this episode. I just really wish they did something with Brogard, but they just didn't do anything with it. And the fact that they just threw that away kind of is a bit of annoying.
It was a little underwhelming.
New villain. Got excited for a new villain, only to find out it's not a new villain.
Yeah, I mean, the way they beat the villains is my favourite thing, though. All the characters, all of them fighting in their own style, and it's just brilliant. I must be the only person who thinks it. Am I the only person who imagines that fight scene, but with the music, has that Gabriel Brown song with, where he sings...
Getting Stronger.
Yeah. I had that song.
Someone's gonna
going
make
through my
that a
head when
PMV.
that
Someone
fight
make it
scene
happen.
It's just that song fits that fight scene so fucking perfectly. It's so true. Someone needs to edit that. Someone needs to edit that.
Swearjaw, my dude.
What? Oh,
What?
Oh, did he say the
Oh,
F
He
word?
used to swear.
He used to
I wasn't the first person to swear. Blue Prism was today.
No,
Correct.
yeah, we've already used the one.
Swear
We've already
sign.
used our one F-bomb. We have to remember that. You can do minor swears, but like nothing too crazy. The elder swear is unfortunately off the table, so sorry.
Elder
Son of a
swear.
bitch.
Okay, no
Please,
one's gonna get
someone,
that reference because it's
someone make a
such,
PMV
it's from
of that
such an
song
old
with that
YouTube
fight
video.
scene. It works so damn well.
I
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, I'm sure if you bug enough people, someone will do it.
Hey,
I'm
Hot
just
Rod,
gonna
you're in the chat.
casually
You
walk
do it. You're a
away.
good editor.
Remember, Hot Rod is not a member of the Rift City. He's a visitor.
Yeah, but we can
Yeah, but
still.
he's in the chat.
That
though.
doesn't mean we can't peer pressure him. Oh boy. Okay, so it's not gonna.
I wish they didn't have to end by rainbow lasers, but that's just a shrug. I kind of wish they just beat them by sheer force of friendship, by literally pounding them to the
But
death.
the unity of the three generations of like the friendship, like the
Oh, no, I
harbingers
just got
of
the
friendship
reference.
was pretty cool though.
Yeah. Also, Twilight is superior to Jesus. Just confirmed.
Oof.
She's
Wait,
better than
what?
Jesus.
Controversial
Ow.
top.
Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, Twilight Sparkle?
Oh god, here we go. Now we're
Reference back to the movie real quick.
all right. Yeah. Patrick, is there anything
Wait.
else you want to say
Anyways, let's
before
continue.
Jack pulls out his Bible and starts lecturing at
Ooh.
you?
No,
There's one more thing I have to-
no. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just wondering, how is she an allegory for Jesus?
Reference back to the movie real quick.
Also, Hot Rod said he has never done any editing before.
Oof.
Okay.
Hot rod.
Oof.
I actually have one more thing to say before I go.
Okay.
Before I end my section. I don't like the fact that the Student Six were able to solve the friendships of all the towns so
It
quickly.
wasn't just
It wasn't
Student
just
Six,
them.
but-
There were some other children too. They had like
Yeah,
two
I
other
wish those
Phillies
children
and
that were built
cults.
up as well, because we don't know anything about those children.
Yeah.
Players.
Yeah,
These
but I
random
mean,
characters came out of nowhere. in
Hey, you
finale.
be nice to
I don't
Deus
think
and Machina. They tried they did a lot of work in this episode.
I don't think it was the point that it needed to be specifically
The main stuff.
characters that were built up. I think it was more so that the Student Six and the main six, they had enough of an influence to get the the regular townsfolk to rise up with them.
They were able to identify the problem on their own and come up with a solution.
But it's
The-
also the
the
fact
issue
that this proves the success of Twilight's friendship school, because it was students. It was specifically students that attended the school that knew how to solve the problem.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
the
Exactly.
surprised that they
significance
didn't
of
use Scootaloo and
Stay in
Sweetie
school,
Belle.
kids.
They probably didn't use Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle because either one, their voice actors weren't available, or two, they just weren't seen on screen solving the problem.
Yeah.
Mm.
They got stuck in their adult voices because they all got deep voices for one episode, and they just couldn't transition back.
Like, hey, what's going down in Funny Town?
I
Howdy,
score
howdy,
this
howdy.
episode. I do score this episode, this two-parter, a solid 7 out of 10. The other episode's gonna get a separate score from me.
Okay. Well, now you're gonna make me
Just
worry.
remember,
I didn't want to
if you're
do
going
that.
to touch villain bowels, you're gonna have to ask them politely before you do it.
I'm very.
I'm
confused
gonna
what you
give
said.
this episode a 9 out of 10.
Right. Well, you can talk about it because I know you've chirped in a lot. But is there anything specifically you want to say about it?
Well, I don't know. I guess it was a really good episode. It had a lot of interesting concepts, such as what happens when someone that's not Tyrek gets a hold of
Ultimate power.
of chaos magic. Yeah. And apparently depending on your level of insanity is how much you can control it, because Cozy Glow was not able to control it well at all, but Pinky
Yeah,
showed
I like
the
that.
Ex
I
Machina.
think Pinky being able to control for that's the only. Pinky is the next best host.
Pinky is Pinky.
Yeah.
But haven't we proved that Tyrek could control chaos magic? Because in season 4, in the finale, he absorbed Discord's magic.
Who?
Yeah,
but he only absorbed it for the power, not the use.
Yeah, he was basically to go a little headcanony with centaurs here. His body basically converted it to pure energy instead of specific,
Well, yeah, he just
chaos.
sort of used it to increase his mass. Rather than.
It was
And-
like
But yeah,
a
but that
battery
is an
absorbing
interesting
energy
thought,
from the
though.
sun.
Why Tyrek was so hesitant to absorb it himself. That is an interesting thought, though.
Also, how are the main six so blind at not seeing the fact that their own town in front of them is losing friendship when they are the elements of fucking friendship?
Well, they think
They're
everyone's
not
hysteric.
gods.
They think everyone's just panicking because this is as they mentioned in the episode, this is the first power change to have actually ever happened.
Well, did you also forget about the Wendigos that were circling above the sky?
That happened
No,
later.
that was
I
when
think
he
he's
was in
talking about the
panic.
townspeople when they were whispering, the start of the episode where everyone was.
Oh, that. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they didn't notice because they were just completely oblivious.
Exactly.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. So and also the fact, well, the main six aren't gods and goddesses, or no, they're not goddesses of friendship. So it's not like they have it's not like they have the god tier all-seeing eye on relationships.
Yeah,
Oh my
they're
God, it just
not.
sounds
they're not
like
deities
I
with
in a
omnipotence.
tower go, where's friendship? Where is friendship? Like,
Even though the princesses
I
did that for
provide
like one
friendship
episode,
everywhere.
hopped in at every second they could, which was kind of funny.
So moving forward.
Yeah. But yeah, is there anything else you want to add, Jack?
Let's see. Oh, I liked Chrysalis's powered up design. I thought yeah, I thought it was pretty good. And considering that that apparently Cozy doesn't actually have a backstory, her parents actually didn't show up at any point. You gotta wonder, did she kind of pull a Lex Luthor with her parents? Kill them off, by
Wait,
manipulating them
with
into
that
their death.
analogy to Lex Luthor, I'm more concerned of whether or not she stole 30 cakes.
Celestia will be pissed.
If she stole the cakes, then we're gonna have a real problem.
No, no, not the rice cakes.
Yeah, but yeah, well, but with I'm kind of happy they don't really expand on Cozy Glow's character because it's just not important. Is the thing. She's better
Yeah.
without it just being this lonesome fool because it would also make sense because she's so independent. She's very independent.
Like she came out of left field, out of nowhere, and we kind of just stuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes having
But it does raise the
questions
question
makes
of why like Equestria and their human equivalent at Canada, like why do the adults, including Twilight, like why do they suck at asking kids who their parents are before they admit them into schools? We just harbage lost children at this school. We believe that every child should have a home, so we pick them off the streets. Like, what was
Well, when you're
what was
18, you can do whatever you want,
Glow's
so.
like reason for being, homeless?
I mean, you guys don't do that.
Well, this stream has spawned one criminal investigation. We'll be back in a bit.
Quick, run and hide yourselves.
There's a small appreciation. I think
Actually, sorry. You were saying?
there's a small appreciation people forget about the unknown. Sometimes there's an appreciation to not knowing something.
Well,
Not
yeah,
knowing
I think
something
that's
is
why
actually
you're
a great
not
thing
knowing her
because
character's better, because it would be hard to write her a good backstory. It's just better nameless. Yeah, for sure.
sometimes it's better
Yeah.
to not know an answer because your answer will forever be better than sometimes what they can give you.
Which
And
is
not
This is where
knowing
we
what
grab a
the fuck
cannon,
makes you come
put on a
back.
head, and throw it in a territory.
this is actually just a
That's actually that. Hey, Pat, or get Graham, or I don't know. Hey,
Patrick.
That's
Yeah.
actually that's
I'm back.
actually a really good point. Sometimes less is more, and
Yeah.
sometimes your answer will be even better than the writer. Shoot, some fanfics are versions of episodes that fans wrote as fanfics.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are even better than what the writers actually made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And questions always make you come back. They always make you go, oh, I wonder this. I wonder if I can work it out this time. They always make you come back to something you love. And that's what I love about the idea of Pony having questions that they don't answer sometimes, because it makes you come back to the things you love.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Damn, man, that's wow. Man, you have some good points here and there sometimes, but yeah, that was damn. Wow.
I think to build off of that point, because I was planning on introducing a similar idea when talking about the proper final episode, but part of me is a bit annoyed that we have all of these very odd
Unanswered questions.
very odd final forms of the main six, because there are multiple people that, because it's the issue that the final forms were very shocking in the sense that they just sort of, they're there, you don't see the transition to it, so it's very abrupt, as well as the fact that I feel like if it left off an episode like this and then maybe the final episode, rather than looking back, is just continuing off of this, and then it leads with the cliffhanger of them ruling, having them seeing the future is a nice way to end, but it also now gives us this weird constraint of what happened between and then what's going forward. It'd be nice if we could just look forward.
I was going to explain why that is. I was going to explain why that's so jaded and so confusing. I have a full-on.
Okay, well then
I
here
need
we'll
description of
press
explaining
on
that, and I'll do
with
it in a
this
bit.
episode, and then we'll let Patrick gush about his fanfic when we get to the last episode. Jack,
I
you-
just ask?
Yeah.
You said something about power forms. Why not just reuse the rainbow power ponies?
No.
Whatever the hell it was.
No.
It's
No? Okay, I'll just go back to lurking. Okay, bye. I'm gonna be with my
Crosser.
children I stole.
No, because we
Crosser's not.
need new toys for Hasbro to make
Crosser's not
to sell
fond
to
of
kids.
it. Also, we've lost a blue prism in the arms
No,
of the
oh,
angel.
he's
Oh,
back.
he's returned to us. Thank the Lord.
Quick, shut up
Honestly-
about the bakery.
Honestly, I missed the.
I
missed
heard
the-
that.
Honestly, I miss the rainbow forms because I don't know. I just whenever I see Rainbow Dash's rainbow form,
Super Saiyan.
I just gush at her Super Saiyan 3 hair.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 3. Yeah. Oh,
You
well,
think this is my final form? I'm gonna evolve again!
yeah,
Oh, God.
really.
So why do you think they didn't use those?
Well, it's just not quite
they were an
fitting
eyesore
anymore
and hard
because
to
that
animate.
was with the elements of harmony. Now the power's just sort of within them, so it's not as age or master. Plus, that was just a push for toys. That was a push for a toy line. They're not really doing
That was
that.
Hasbro saying, "Buy our toys, buy our toys, buy
Yeah.
our toys."
I'm sorry, I'm dumb. Alright,
That's okay.
It's- well, no, it was a good point, but it's just the fact that I think that was with this last episode, like in this last season in general, there was way less pushing for new like locations or things. It was when they introduced new places, it was for a pretty darn good story, and when they've introduced characters, it was focused on the story. Very little of season 9 they were had. Season 9 was probably the cleanest cuts of all the seasons because it was way more
Because there was almost
focused.
absolutely no marketing whatsoever.
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
that. I'm sure there was still marketing snuck in there, especially because there's just things that people wanted. But the show was fine. The writers really were like, okay, we have one season to actually do to really push what we the creators want to do with this universe. Let's do it. I feel like they had way more control because it's the final season. They've already got, they've already talked with the TV network and whatnot. The idea's been approved, and we're not going to shoot for a bunch of toy lines because this is to wrap things up.
I mean, they made Lyra Bonbon canon. Yeah.
Yeah, and that if there isn't one toy set that has them two as a married couple on the box triggered. That would sell. That would so sell. And having Big Mac and Sugar Bell, that will sell.
Oh, yeah.
Put those in a box,
Yeah.
and it will sell.
The shipping
Yeah.
went soaring until they mentioned Star Trek.
But seriously though, the Sugar Bell Big Mac thing, that was
Yeah,
great
that-
episode.
They need of all the things to put in the box to sell, that should be one of them. The final fight, just have a big toy set or multiple toy sets of each of the main 6 fighting where 2 of the main 6 fighting each villain or something like that. The marketing.
We already got that though, technically.
But
We technically did get
Patrick, you can sell it again.
It's Hasbro. They wouldn't hesitate.
You're telling me we can't sell the same thing but in a slightly different pose?
You're telling me I can't sell this box of sand for 15 gold? Well, screw you!
This is equestrian sand. It's going on eBay.
This is from the sands of the equestrian desert. I'm gonna
boy.
sell it.
Okay.
$1,000 a buck.
Okay.
A very bizarre question.
The capitalism is strong with this group. Let's move on.
What would your fighting move be?
Dig a hole and hide for the best.
Oh boy. Anyway, shoot. So Jack, is there any other thoughts, or are you willing to pass the torch?
I'm gonna pass the torch, but not before I give my, in case people didn't hear it before, my final rating for both for the two-parter specifically.
Yeah.
A 9 out of 10. There were a couple of things that I thought could have been done better, but overall it was excellent.
Oh
All
no,
right, then.
a danger has entered the party.
A danger has entered
Oh,
the party,
God, my dude.
but not just a danger with a fedora.
Wow.
Mouse?
Do I even have the
I love
question
some
now
danger
is, do I
mouse.
even have
Let me just
danger's
grab
assets
my-
on this computer?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, really?
You're not
Don't
a
worry,
rat.
it's
This
not a shotgun this time. It's an assault rifle.
danger. This is the first time you've shown up since we talked about Meltdown. It's
Yeah, I had
been a
lot
while.
of stuff. Yeah, I had a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
That's fine.
There we
You're here
go.
now,
And of course,
and it's hunting season, boy.
yeah, of course, the only vector of danger that I would have is one of him drinking. So that just I think that really accurately describes his character. Moving on, who would like to go next?
I can go.
All right, Blue, take it away.
For me personally, I did really like both of the episodes. Granted, I mean, yes, there were some moments that were just really hit or miss, such as the whole, like, Grogar scene, and trying to still figure out why the
I
heck
guess
does
they
Cozy
never
Glow like
miss.
pineapples?
No, that was her failure to
Go
control the
great
chaos
on
magic, like when
pizza.
she spawned rubber chickens by accident.
Yeah, I think
That was her not being able to control the power because she was like trying to take she was trying
A lot
to
of magic in it once.
yeah, well, I'm trying to think of it now. She was like trying to take shoot.
Fighting on...
She was trying to take a garden hose and then
More
turn it into a gun, and it didn't work.
Well, to be fair, you could actually do that.
But yeah, regardless. She just wasn't. She was trying to focus something that's not really very focusable. She was trying to shoot straight when she when she twisted the end of her rifle.
yeah. In my opinion, chaos magic is more about go with the flow. Don't go against the flow, or else it'll fight back.
You just sort of wish for what you generally want, and something will do the trick. You're not
Exactly.
you
Sometimes not
don't
with good
hyper
results.
focus.
Can I just say I'm in love with Danger's goddamn Vector? It's I appreciate the alcoholism.
Oh, you're talking about the one on
Anyways.
stream. Yes. All right.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
It's the
alcoholism.
only one I have.
Hell yeah.
Shush.
I swear if I find anything missing from my bar, bullets will be fired.
All right. Anyway,
Alcohol.
Blue,
I had
would you like
nothing to do with the
here?
missing bottle.
Can we let Blue continue, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
The other thing
Love you,
that
Blue.
the other thing that kind of concerned me was Pinky's mental stability with the whole Discord magic. She legit
Actually-
wants to turn the cosmos to where everything is made of icing.
That's a Pinky thing to do, though. I
That's
wouldn't
just
put that past
pinky.
her.
Don't question it.
Pretty much.
That it
Which-
brings up another theory I have with chaos magic. Because okay, Cozy Glow was not that insane, but Pinky was super insane. So my theory is, if you really want to control chaos magic, literally go nuts.
Yeah, I think that's again. You have to just give into sort of like your weird instincts or intentions and just spawn whatever comes to your head.
The more insane, the more control you have, which is
Yeah.
ironic.
Just
Yeah.
imagine me on Chaos.
Patrick
I'd rather not.
if we thought the UK was on fire before, Patrick's gonna just light things up.
Oh, just imagine what would happen if I
And
had
apparently
the chaos
Trans
We're gonna
power.
put the
Gamer-
staff of Moses.
And apparently TransGamer gave the rating an apple out of an orange.
An apple. Oh my god.
What about the
I
pears?
think trans sounds like a pretty good candidate from that statement alone.
Pears are better.
But anyways, now for my rating.
Mhm.
For the rating for animation quality, I give the episode a definite
Well,
S rank.
you're gonna have to average when you're done, because I'm not doing all these I'm not doing every thing under the sun.
Oh,
here.
I can do all the averaging. Story, I give it an A minus. Character arcs, it's about an A, because there were some moments where it was like, yeah, hit with the idiot stick.
Mhm.
Miscellaneous.
Hey, I
C,
have that stuck in my head
because-
right now.
Because Discord, you need to get your head out of your booty and understand the magic of friendship seriously. Because you should have known these are the 3 big baddies of the season that hadn't been reformed yet. And trying to invite them would have just literally caused a lot of mayhem anyways. I get it was for good intention. But use your noodle.
I don't think he has one.
So
no, that's
for
all
the
he has
average
for
rating
his
of the
noodles. He
episode, I
doesn't
give
have
it
a
about
brain.
an A minus, A plus. Well, I give it about a 94, which is about an A.
Okay,
Okay.
94.
Sounds
Well, I'm gonna average that to a 9 because I'm not doing out of 100 here.
94 is out of
9.4.
100.
May I go next?
I suppose if you really want to.
I
Ouch,
give the Crystal
okay.
Princess Rod to Crosser.
Yay! Wait, what? Okay.
I'll
so,
explain it after the stream.
All
All
right.
right. So this two-parter, I'll admit it was a bit of a mess, but it was a mess that made sense to me.
We
And
have
I'm
a
going to
whole
start with the
conversation
whole.
about how to control chaos magic, and that's it summed up in that one sentence.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna actually touch on the whole Discord subject because everybody seems to be hating on that, and try to back it up.
Are you telling me
It makes
Discord
sense.
isn't? We shouldn't kill Discord?
No, we shouldn't kill Discord, at least not outright. See,
Oh,
because
come
it fits
on.
his character. It fits his kind of persona that he's built up over the years.
Mhm.
He is in fact a trickster, but tricksters have two sides. One side being, oh hi, that's a person over there. Here, you want a banana? I'm sorry, that was an orange. And then the other side being, oh, that's my friend over there. I'm gonna go help them out, but I'm gonna be discreet about it so that they can feel like it was their doing, not mine.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's the two sides of the trickster: the helpful trickster and the unlawful trickster, as I should say. And Discord started to become
Chaotic
the.
dumb.
I'm sorry, what?
Chaotic dumb.
Chaotic
Cha-
neutral. Thank you.
Chaotic and dumb. Oh, God.
Discord's very much a lawful neutral character at this point. If I were to put it into terms of D&D,
Lawful,
um,
neutral. I don't know about that.
I
well,
would say
there's no-
chaotic.
Yeah, chaotic is definitely.
okay, chaotic good. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, he's. I would
that
say
fits
for
better.
sure chaotic. Like,
Mhm.
if not chaotic good, chaotic neutral. Because again, what he was doing, it's funny because people always kind of rag on the characters like Discord in times like this where they let bad things play out for the sake of challenge and
Mhm.
overcoming it. But it's honestly kind of, it really, I really like these characters because of the fact that like they're bad things happens when these people are around, but people will commonly ignore the fact of all that's accomplished because of it, because these are the kind of characters that are like, we can only achieve growth through conflict. You don't learn anything
Mhm.
without being contested.
You got to be tested in order to grow.
Yeah.
As it was.
So that, and I like this kind of character because these are the kind of people that really aren't trying to be bad, that bad things will happen and they're complacent with it because they're on the quest for growth, change.
Yeah.
Evolution.
And that was honestly what Discord was trying to do for Twilight. He was trying to create a situation that she could learn from and grow from. But it backfired in his face, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
again, who
Especially
knew
towards
that
the-
playing with
like-
nuclear bombs could end up so
Well,
horrific?
it was a good idea until it wasn't.
It's,
Yeah.
it was
Well, if you
it
want to
was
know how
working
to do
until
nuclear
it
bombs,
wasn't.
it's like Ash Japan.
Pretty much. And the whole story arc of this season finale, like the way it all pieced together, it made sense in such a way that it was like, okay, this is a hero's journey from start to finish. Especially if you look back throughout the entire show, even,
Yeah.
it all starts in Ponyville and somehow ends up again in Ponyville.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
actually, no, it starts in Canterlot and ends in Canterlot. Now that I think about it, especially for including the
I was about to say.
yeah.
Yeah. It actually. Yeah.
Well, it's sort of like there's two beginnings and two endings, really. They both start
Right.
with the problem both starts in Canterlot and ends there, and then the next journey always begins at Ponyville.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because-
and everything was in character too. Like
Mhm.
everyone was reacting the way they were not supposed to, but
What,
they were
what
reacting the
you
way
would
that they
ex-
would
what
have.
you would
They were
expect.
yeah, it was everything that you would have expected, honestly. But in some ways, not at the same time, because the whole Discord reveal to Grogar, it was hinted at, yes, but you wouldn't be able to catch it first run through. So
Right.
you have to watch it a couple more times to really understand the full spectrum of Discord being Grogar. But the whole plan of his, it was part of what Discord was trying to do, and it was part of Discord's character, so that all made sense to me. And especially when we were like closing in on the fight scene, Twilight going to the Crystal Empire, running away when everyone else told her to, and Starlight's fight with Chrysalis felt very personal, and I liked that.
Mhm.
And everything else that was happening around it was just, oh my gosh, all the pieces are coming together. Like, you ever seen Kronk's New Groove?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. seen
I
that
could
one.
just picture a Kronk in the background, just be like, oh
But
yeah.
yeah, it's
all
all
coming
coming
together.
Well, that was from the
Yeah.
Emperor. That was from the
Yeah.
Emperor's New Groove, but close enough. That was the scene in the Emperor's New Groove when Kronk woke up in the middle of a night, in the middle
Oh yeah,
of
that
the
was
night,
Emperor's New
piecing
Groove.
together like
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
It's just like, oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Yeah. But yeah, that was my thought process watching these first 2 episodes for the first time, even though it got leaked. Freaking pirates.
Yeah. Your Harley matey.
But apart from the leaks and everything else, I'd give this episode a solid 9.5 out of 10.
Wow, bigger, more than me, huh?
Alright, so let's
Yeah.
see. We have a
I really liked how it ended.
9.5 because God
Especially
forbid
with
whole
the
numbers.
endgame references that they threw
Oh,
in.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That bumps my score up
Because
from
of
at least
Endgame.
9.1.
Yes. Well, on Twitter, actually, on the day that it aired,
Jack, what's
the
your
Looney
new
Turtle.
score? I want to get it again.
Yeah, just the new score. The Looney Turtle of all people had made a little video editing in the musical score portals into it.
I was literally talking about having the Avengers theme play during the last fight.
Yeah, and somebody already did that.
Yeah, see, so I knew someone was gonna do it. But
Yeah.
Jack, what was your new score then? You changed it.
Oh yeah, it was 9. It was at least 9.1 or 9.2. You know what? I'll just give it a generous 9.2. Bumped up because
Whole
because
numbers.
of that.
Yeah.
awesome
Who
mod.
needs whole numbers? They only make math easier. Okay.
Yes, I know. Numbers are so fun.
That brings us to our next person, which is either Momo or Danger, and then. Or I could go
man.
technically because I'm stuck till the end, so no matter what, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm just saying, I can't do it. I'm just here for the memes. As
All
per
right,
usual.
Danger,
have you not
have any,
seen the
thoughts?
episode yet?
Well, there's
Do
one
I
thing.
look like I've seen the episode?
No, I can't.
No,
see
you haven't, Momo. Go watch the episode real quick.
No.
Right now, go.
I'm going to bed after this, so you
You
should
don't
be
go to bed.
need
but
sleep.
I am
You
here.
need ponies. Ponies are more important than
I'm
sleep.
not that much of a brony, unlike you guys.
Oof. The heart has been
Okay,
stabbed.
Danger, can you speak instead of this heretic?
I will come
I
over
was
there.
just- I was just
No,
gonna
you
say
can't.
that
America
there's one
doesn't
thing
like
that
anyone.
Really has been bugging me. There's one thing that's really been bugging me throughout the whole series. Where is
What?
Cozy Glow's parents?
Yeah, we talked about that. It's
non-existent.
just not important.
We'll keep it
they're,
that way.
They're MIA. They don't matter. Cozy Glow.
Oh, I'm just gonna say they're dead.
Sure.
Fair
why
enough.
not? They were
Yeah,
shot
not-
in an alley, and Cozy
Why do you think
Glow's
Snog adopted her?
They were shot in an alley, and Cozy Glow's resolve check was becoming
Oh, no, she's
Joker
the next
instead of
fat pony.
Batman.
Yeah.
And-
Oh, either that or she was the one that manipulated them into their own death.
Yeah, she could be secretly
Oof,
Lex
that's
Luthor,
dark.
and then also stole. Was it 30 or 40? I think it was 40 cakes actually.
30.
30.
Oh wait, no, yeah.
No, 40. Yeah.
No,
40
wait, I
cakes.
think it was 40.
Cakes were stolen, and it was a tragedy. That's all that matters. All right. Shoot, Danger.
I
Then.
would
Do you have a
just-
rating then, or do you have more to
Oh
say?
well, to me it was like I gotta give it a 9.3.
Oh my God! Why do you guys like 9 point something?
Hey,
This is-
nines
So,
are
to annoy later,
Because
I'm doing that for
awesome.
9 point. I'm changing my score to 9.1111.
You're
I'm gonna throw my harmonica at you,
But you
Patrick.
said
I
seven
don't care if
before,
you're all the way
Patrick.
in the Middle East.
You guys!
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Focus!
Yeah.
Focus. What's that?
We are
What?
focusing.
I don't wanna.
We are
What, you want me to
focusing.
give
It's
it a
called
bigger
comedic
rating?
genius.
No.
Here.
Whatever you want her to rate
Here,
it, that's fine.
I'm gonna give it the biggest rating. 6.
Uh-oh.
6.
No.
6.
Good
No.
God.
No. Okay, your number's
Alright,
been
that's
revoked,
it.
and we're
You
gonna
did
go.
it.
Danger.
Oh,
I'll
God.
give you 10-second head start.
Wait, let's talk about this, man. Let's talk
10,
about this.
Crosser, you
9,
can't cock
Here,
and
go
gun
ahead.
on
Let's talk about
stream.
it.
You'll
7,
get demonetized.
6, 5,
Let's talk about
4,
this.
3, 2,
I'm innocent.
1.
This is my life now, I guess.
Boom.
Anyway,
It's
can I go now before YouTube
Yes, Laser,
takes our
go.
stream down? Okay, so let's see my thoughts. Whew. The opening's kind of let me take a moment to remember. The opening was sort of slow because it's just like we start with the villains and then Discord
Darn it.
they just let Discord like hobble away. And how did Discord crawl to Canterlot faster than the two people with flight? and Tyrek, who could literally hop from mountain to mountain.
I bet you they were taking their sweet time.
They went to have like a
They went to Applebee's.
yeah, they
Yes.
had some pre-war brunch before they
You,
went
you know,
to
mom
start
and
their
dad's
campaign.
and child dinner, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so that was the only issue with the entire episode. Thank you for clearing that up. They just went to Applebee's. I'm so glad we all know now.
Yes.
That was clearly
No
the
problem.
only issue with this entire episode. But it's nice. But
That they went to.
we just needed to know where they went out to eat before they took over the world. Of course. There was also a reference to Pinky and the Brain, I think.
There was actually.
There was Twilight
Yep,
talking
there
to
was.
Pinky. I forget what she said though, but I know it's what we
To
do.
save
oh,
Equestria.
It's what we do every day. Save Equestria or something like that.
Oh
It's
yeah.
what we do every time.
Yeah,
Save
I-
Equestria.
I heard that, and I heard that before. Where have I heard that before? Oh, it got bugged
The
me now.
Pinky. The brain, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
pinky and the brain,
Yeah.
brain.
Which I never even watched. I just know that reference. I think I've seen like a tiny bit of Pinky and the Brain, but I knew that reference.
I
So,
grew
like,
up on that show.
The references were pretty
here.
strong in this because there was Fly You Full. There's Pinky. What we do all the time. Save Equestria. I'm trying to think. I could have sworn there was some more.
No, that was it for
Oh.
Pinky and the Brain.
No. There was other references, not just those.
Oh yeah,
two.
there was Gandalf.
Yeah, I
Star
know
Trek.
the Gandalf
Fly, you
one.
fool.
Endgame.
Fly You Full.
Trying to think.
Yeah,
But
let's see.
There
Can I
actually
say
was some
one
Star Wars
thing?
references in there. Now that I think about it.
Wait, what
I
were
just
the
want to say
references?
one thing. The one thing that really got to me is that rocks are very effective.
Yes, they are.
Especially if thrown by a
Which
unicorn.
reminds me.
Yeah, I mean, Rarity just showed Discord, because he was throwing stones at like the villains, and Rarity just threw Tom.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so again, as we mentioned earlier with the thing, I feel like the episode was way more focused on like the physical conflict and the actual fighting rather than learning some sweet moral. But I think the bigger thing was at the end, like the it was all about again repeating the theme, but as well as the fact that talking about how it grows over time and passing it from one person to the next, from one generation to the next generation. It wasn't just forming friends with people that you know, but having friendships extend from those, because you'll be friends with one person, they're friends with someone else and someone else and someone else, and
Which actually, that final scene was a reference in and of itself.
Mhm. Yeah, again,
If you actually look at it and you notice the 3 generations going on to Twilight, that's actually a reference to Gen 1, 2, 3 going on to 4.
oof,
Mm-hmm.
that's interesting. But yeah, I
Mhm.
think it was a really fun episode, and I'm gonna definitely go back and rewatch it because I missed a lot of bits with it. Like, there was so much going on.
Yeah,
But-
like that entire Star Wars reference that was Starlight's and Cursus's battle.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I
now.
mean, Starlight is very OP, and
true.
her walking away from
That
the
was an
avalanche is
anime
badass.
shot and a half right there.
Yeah, that was.
I
yeah.
have the high ground.
No,
High
that
ground.
No, Ron Hoff.
No, it was a typical action movie thing. You know,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool
Walk away
characters
from
don't
the
look
explosion. Yeah,
Walks
yeah.
away from the explosion. The
Mhm.
Terminator will be back.
But
Exactly.
But
But
there's
yeah.
one thing that I did post on Twitter that I kind of get to romance. It's the tentacles.
what?
And
What?
I'm very confused
If
on
you
what you're
see-
referencing.
After Chrysalis knocks out Starlight,
Oh,
you can see like
right.
these.
Yeah, the whole cocooning process.
Yeah.
Uh.
So I said this. Romance's favorite character made it to the show. Tentacles.
Oh god. Alright, well, quickly backtracking from whatever horror that is, I think this episode also has pretty phenomenal continuity. They finally took time to make Tempest assets. She didn't say anything because
Yeah.
she
Oh my-
expensive,
Emily Blunt, they couldn't
Yes.
afford.
but
Yes.
but she was at least
shocked.
present, and they had a bunch of other background characters that were also
They didn't
there.
have Sunset. I'm mad.
We don't need Sunset. She's a
Let's make
background
her.
character, okay? Let's
needs
not get
Sunset?
ahead
We
of
have
ourselves.
no.
Agreed.
I'm
Tempest did
disappointed
best
that Derpy was not the
My
person who
anger
saved. Derpy
ensues.
should have sacrificed herself for Twilight again and saved the Crash.
Oof. It would be funny if Derpy was the one that actually stole the bell by accident and then became God for like
Oh.
2 seconds.
Dude. There was one thing that I actually did. That giant cupcake that falls.
Yeah.
I remember that Derpy used to drop a piano and so on
It could have been
on
Derpy.
Pony, so I did this.
It could have been Derpy.
Yeah, I said this. Congratulations, Derpy. You stopped the villains by dropping a giant cupcake.
Yeah, you know, now that I think,
Hey,
the more it would be
congratulations, it's a
funny is if with the
celebration.
chaos magic, her eyes actually would like straighten out. That would have been funny.
That would have been insane, and I'm pretty sure fans would have died over that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too bad
we
there's
would.
too many lawsuits. 'Tis the shame.
Yep.
MLP's greatest weakness, the court of law.
Oh, don't worry, I've got one simple solution for that.
I don't think that's how that works. Crosser, I think
Fair point.
your lack of understanding of the legal system is rather concerning. But other than that, I think it was a fun episode. Again, way more focused on combat than like pushing a heavy moral. Again, except for just not abandoning your friends and whatnot was the big thing. Just staying united. But yeah, it was a really fun episode. I would say probably just a solid 9 because I think there's ways they could have done it better, but it's really hard to think of because it just seems more like an action movie rather than like a standard episode because it was way more about the physical conflict than most.
Wait,
It was
this
more
is
about the
basically
climax than it was about the
directed by
actual
Michael
lesson.
Bay because it does have explosions in it.
Michael Bay Michael Bay wishes he was in charge of this project.
I'm glad he's not.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. We're so glad
Because it would've been
Hasbro
sort of like
cut ties with Hollywood and made their own thing.
I mean, I'm glad this is not totally like Endgame because Twilight would have died.
Yeah, it's true.
I honestly was half expecting that to happen regardless.
I'm really glad that still though, on the subject of Michael Bay, having a hand in it. You know what he would have done? He would have had he would have made all the characters anthro and sexy with explosions.
Yeah, and then we'd lose like all the.
like that.
You know,
I mean,
you
fair
say
enough.
that, but like Michael
That's
Bay.
the of the Phantom Street.
Yeah, that would but that would also, but that'd be like that would be Hasbro committing commercial suicide right there, because that
Pretty
would
much.
just
Yeah, it would.
there
Didn't they
would
already
have
do
been
that with
so
Transformers?
many parents would have been like screaming at Hasbro for releasing such an abomination. But anyway,
Again, Transformers.
But
That happened.
But that was that was for a different target demographic. Sending that kind of material to children, that would be a lawsuit right there.
Yeah, it would.
Fair
It
point.
would.
It'd be a lawsuit and a half.
Then again, Deadpool exists.
But that's rated
Yeah.
R. Again, different demographic.
Well, someone can make someone can make a rated R MLP thing, but
Somebody wanted to make a rated R Star Trek.
Oh gosh, alright. Anyway, getting real off track here. Let me do my best to try to switch gears here with the stream, and then we can start talking about the next episode. Or because Patrick wants to tell us about his new fanfic, you can get started with that. Because our average for the two-parters it came out as a 8.2 as the overall rating.
My discussion actually is about the next episode, so I'm waiting for the next episode.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is because everyone's gone, haven't we all? Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, we're on to the next episode now.
Unless
Yeah.
Starlight Glimmer wants to say something. Does Starlight Glimmer want to say something?
Wait,
I'm
why
the best
she's here?
character in the world.
Anyways,
You know what? I'm gonna put all my children to bed and myself, so I'm going to leave the stream. I shall be here in spirit.
Okay, sure
Alright,
thing. We'll
later.
keep
Good
you
night,
on
man.
the screen.
Good
anyways,
night,
shall I read
children.
the synopsis
It's going
first?
to be sad. There's going to be only men in this chat, and it's going to be filled
Stop. I know where this is going. Patrick, shut up. Blue, you can
Anyways,
do
allow me
synopsis.
to read the
I'll give you a
synopsis.
5-second head start.
Alright, I was just gonna say good night and don't
Time to
turn
get the
into a
booze.
turtle.
Sure thing.
Alright.
Will do.
I shall now read the synopsis for The Last Problem.
Yar.
Go on.
Years from now, Princess Twilight, ruler of Equestria, is expecting a visit from a student with a problem. As she attempts to solve it, she looks back on the time she and the main six spent together.
And we've already got off to a terrible start, guys.
Oof.
Well done. Let's get this out the way. This show is all about the characters growing up.
The gun.
We have grown up with these characters. We have became these characters in our own
What?
world.
Excuse me? Citation?
about to
Hear me out. Hear me out.
When?
Wait,
How?
let me explain. We have become these characters by learning the lessons they have. We've
Oh.
become these characters by getting ideas and being inspired by them.
It's getting really
Becoming
philosophical
creative like
today.
they are.
But
We have been inspired. We've been enjoying these characters' lives as they've been growing up, as we've been growing up. We've grown up as the characters have grown up around the show. And for the last
Let him
episode,
have
to
this.
jump the gun and miss out a whole ideas, whole interesting stories of them growing up as we grow up and go to the end seems a bit wrong in a weird way. And I think that's why everyone seems to be a bit weird about this finale, because it seems so left field for the show to do this, because we have grown up with these characters slowly and gradually over time. They have never rushed anything in the show, in all honesty. Well, maybe a few things, but when it comes to
I was about to say 22-minute format kind of makes you rush a few things.
I know. But when it comes to characters growing, we've done it over time, and we've done it in such a great way. Fluttershy's become from being such a shy pony at the start to being what she is now. Rainbow Dash was
pony.
yeah, and look at what she is now. You don't need to see them in these final forms to understand that they have changed. We already know that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And
Huh?
the thing is, we have become these characters because we've learned from the lessons. We have been inspired by the things they have done. We have done the things they do. We sing the songs they sing.
I don't sing.
That can be fixed.
Yeah.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I still think it was a good send off for the whole aesthetic of passing the torch to the next generation. Like,
But
now
we
it's
already-
your time.
We already had that. We had
Yeah,
the Studio 6 for that.
That's
Yeah.
true. True.
but there's
We-
one
that
thing.
was which was built up, which was well explained, and with 6 characters we knew. Not in this news finale where we just had 6 characters. We had no clue who they were.
I just have one question.
Yark.
We had just
What?
no idea who these characters were. I mean, I wouldn't have minded it being a character. I would have preferred it being something, but I'll get onto my theory in a bit. But there's a theory I have on who
Alright.
this character is.
I just have one question.
Yar.
What?
It's danger.
When do we become mayors? I mean, he
Stop,
said
stop,
we
stop.
became the
Okay, you're
characters.
reading
Stop.
too much into
Stop
it.
right there.
Yeah, this is
No,
a
no,
very
we become the characters in
philosophical
essence
explanation.
of we act like them sometimes. I act like Pinkie Pie quite a lot. I've been inspired by Pinkie Pie to be more
not
open,
wrong.
more fun, to be more happy,
Well, yeah,
to be
I think
more
what Patrick is
myself.
what
I
Patrick's
think
getting at is the
people have
fact
been
that
inspired by
everyone
been
is
inspired by Fluttershy to
we
be
all
more
understand these
self-confident,
characters
to
and we've
be
learned a
less
bit from
shy.
each character.
So I just have one thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
If Pinkie Pie did manage to keep the chaotic powers, would that be a horrifying experience?
I mean, I think
Yeah.
Akashi would probably suffer from it. Yes, there would probably be
Yeah,
some death to follow for sure.
Yeah, because when I saw that, when she said she wanted to fill the cosmos with icing, I was just, dear God, we're gonna all die. Because knowing Pinkie Pie, she can break the fourth wall multiple times. And with the chaotic powers, who knows what she can do? She could
She's
do
gonna start
more than...
leaping out of TVs and harass the public.
Yeah, that would be a horrifying experience, but come on. Mostly all of us want to see, like, Pinkie Pie and Neos in real life, but that would be horrifying to
Yeah,
see.
true.
To go...
Maybe she'll break the fourth wall so much there'll be a portal to Equestria run through.
Oh,
Escape from our horrific
Dibs.
worlds.
Oh,
I-
man can dream. A man can dream.
Oh, have you seen that meme of Area 51 having the portal to Equestria?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, when I saw this, give me 5 more minutes. Okay, never mind. Let's go. We're going. We need to go
State
there.
danger.
And
Wait,
we're
Just
getting,
be
we're
danger.
getting a little.
There was
we're
nothing
getting a
there. We were
little,
there last stream. We were there
lost
last stream.
here.
There was nothing there but just dead people. There was
Oh.
a
That's
lot
not
of
my
dead people, and that was it.
oh, okay. Not my fault though.
Very disappointing. We were there last stream, weren't we, Crosser?
Again, not my fault.
But anyway, get back to
Yeah,
topic. Yeah. Even though I have these problems, and even though the finale itself is really dull, because
Ouch.
usually the finale is the story is fine, it's just not spectacular. It's just a very standard, fairly interesting story about the main six moving on, and I like that, and I think it's a fitting ending.
Yeah.
I think they've put these special things at the ending because they knew it wasn't a spectacular ending. Because hear me out. When you take the emotion out of this episode, and you take the ending out of this episode, and you just leave it with the main six, it's just a standard episode, and that's not necessarily a bad thing for the last episode if it makes sense. And it does.
Well,
It completely does. This makes the perfect sense to be the last episode, and it being a standard episode is not necessarily a bad thing.
Mhm.
But they didn't have to go this extra mile. They did it because they cared about us. They may have made mistakes. This is not a perfect ending, but they gave us things they thought we would like. They gave us cheese pie for whatever reason. They gave us really
They gave us
silly
Pinky with a kid.
I just had to say that
ideas
Pinky.
because the fandom loves that.
I just
I
have to
don't
say
think
that
this ending is ever going to be perfect to anyone. But the thing
I
is,
never.
Wait,
They
just
took-
let Patrick finish. I think he's almost done.
they took such a risk. This is such a big risk for them. They didn't have to do this. They didn't
well,
have
I
to
wouldn't say
turn
it's a massive
Twilight-
risk, but yeah.
They didn't have to turn Twilight into Celestia. They didn't have to make all the characters have a relationship with each other. They didn't have to
Well-
give us closure like they did. But they did. And you know what? All for them. And you know what?
If I may, actually, according to Big Jim, really only one relationship was absolutely 100% confirmed.
Yay!
And
I'm happy
and-
with that.
Yeah,
Well,
only one was absolutely 100% confirmed, and that's cheese sandwich and Pinkie Pie, because kid.
Yeah.
Lyra and Bonbon, that makes
just-
two.
I just
But
have to
even
say
then,
that
the other
I,
ones are so heavily implied that everyone knows what the show's trying to convey. It's just slightly vague because the show doesn't want so that people can, if they want, perceive it differently.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Big Jim actually said that besides Pinkie Pie, all the other ones in that when the Council of Friendship met,
In that final sequence.
yeah, all the other ones were up to fan interpretation, because to me, stuff like Fluttershy and Discord, honestly, from what I've seen of past episodes with them together, and what was there in that final episode, nothing much changed in their relationship between before the time skip and after. So
But yeah, but one would argue that because of the current dynamic, like even before this episode, they were already had. A lot of people would argue that they already had a more personal connection than the others. But yeah, it's still up to interpretation. I would still
Right.
heavily lean towards them.
May I interject here with a little side note?
Sure.
Back in the episode where she talks to Angel,
Yeah.
one of the lines that was stated was, now granted, it was Angel Bunny talking, but he lives with her, so it's kind of heavily implied that it's a true fact.
Well, again, I think
don't know.
it's just the show, again, teasing the fans, as well as the fact making some heavy implications. But again, like Jack stated, the show only confirmed one, probably because it was like the only ship that wasn't heavily debated, because everyone thought that Cheese Sandwich and Pinky were great together. The other ones, such
that's-
as the other ships like Apple Dash, Flutter Dash, Flutter Cord, Celestia Cord, like all those other ones, people complain about.
I have something to suggest. Say though, Pinkie Pie and Cheese aren't the only one who had kids. Winona and Angel Bunny both had kids. That's canon.
Oh wait, and I forgot.
The
Who
pets
who
had
else?
kids.
Who else had kids? Big Mac and Sugar Bell.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
But
yeah,
I mean,
true,
they were
true.
already.
They were
they
married
were already
literally the
confirmed
episode before the two-parter.
Baby,
Yeah, that's
Baby Winona's adorable. Baby
And
Winona's
Lyra and Bon Bon also proposed in that episode, didn't they?
Yes.
right.
Yeah. So those are the two so that's what 3 confirmed ships for the
Yeah.
fans to rave about. You're welcome.
But also, I have a suggested ship. The character who is being taught by Twilight is the ship between Zaldin Wolfgang and Starlight Glimmer. There,
I'm
she's
so-
her child. Their
Oh
child.
God.
And I'm gonna make that canon. No one's gonna fight me.
You hear
I
that, Zaldin? You can't
I-
deny it forever.
I have
we
one
we
really
have
important
photographic
question.
evidence of your kid, Nick.
Gonna edit one of those short script thing on with me.
I have one
Nice.
really important question, guys.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
Danger.
this one, how did Gummy get so big?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No one knows.
Alligators take a long time to grow.
But
20
even
years
that-
time pass.
Maybe-
Yeah, but
so-
alligators
maybe-
aren't
Maybe they
supposed to
feed
grow
all the
that
dead
big.
people. Maybe they feed all the dead ponies to Gummy.
Don't question it.
They feed what to Gummy?
They feed all the dead ponies. Where do you think they go?
God. Why would you take...
Wait,
Someone's
Wonder
gonna
about
make
the
some
cemetery.
creepy stuff about that. Thanks,
Here's another
Patrick.
qu-
Y-
Oh,
Gray
Anyways,
Smith died.
Yeah, Blue's trying to get us
We
to
know.
refocus here. So anyway, Patrick, do you
Granny
have any
Here's
final
another
and
thoughts?
Golden Delicious.
Mhm.
Yep.
Golden
Set
Delicious.
here's another question. Why does Gummy have the same proportions he had when he was a baby? Because if we were to turn Gummy into a human, he would still have the looks of a baby, except bigger.
Simple.
Yeah,
Click
I
that
can
thing in
I know the
increase
answer. I know
signs.
the answer to
That's
this.
the answer.
But he is a pet, so it's not like they read too
No,
much into
I have
that.
the answer to it. It's easy. Gummy's retarded.
Okay, then.
Danger,
Yeah,
please don't use
Yeah,
that
yeah,
word
but
around me.
anyway, moving on.
No. The true answer is
Refocusing.
click factor, double size. That's the answer.
Yeah,
I agree
pretty
with that
much.
answer.
That's what actually happened. Was they just eat?
And
here
because
goes-
Considering
increase the
Gummy
size of his
is-
vector because they didn't have time probably
for
to
new
I will
episodes.
carry on with what I was
Regardless,
gonna
moving
say.
on, please. Patrick,
I
would
was-
you like to
I-
conclude your thoughts?
I think this is the imperfect, perfect ending.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's
how many,
emotional.
How
It's
many
not about
hypocrisies are we gonna
story-wise.
make
It's
in
not
this one
about
stream?
character-wise. This episode was always built on emotion, and I think we were all emoted in one way or another about endings, about these characters being like this. And you know what? I know you're going to be mad at me, but I'm not going to give this episode a score, and I'm going to refuse to give this episode a score because it's not about quality or content. It's about pure emotions, and sometimes you can't really explain them. Sometimes you can't really sometimes justify why you feel that way, and there's just that happy sadness this episode has created, not just for myself, not just for the fandom, but for everyone here. That is just unfathomable to explain in words. It's just there is only emotions that can sometimes can't be explained, and I think that's this episode in a nutshell. Sometimes an episode comes like this in a once in a lifetime, and sometimes you just don't judge it, you don't explain it, you just feel it, you emotionally just get it if you know it. And that's just this episode. It's not perfect, it's not brilliant, but it's perfectly imperfect, and that's why we love it.
Well, I think
And that's why we
I
love
think
the show.
The main part of this episode, it's just an ending. That's all it is. It's just a conclusion. It's nothing, because there's no way to get an ending that fits that answers every question and ties every end. This is just an ending. This is a conclusion. Then,
I
anyway,
refuse to score this episode.
yeah, what would you like to score?
I'm not scoring it.
He
How
just
not
said he's
score-
not going to score
Oh,
it.
Oh, he's
I'm
gonna
good at
score it.
listening. It's only part of my job. Okay, so we have a nice question mark written down. Thank you, Patrick. Who would like to go next?
I would.
Okay, Foster, go away.
So, touching a little bit on what Patrick said, actually, in some points you are right that yes, we did, grow with this show, and we did get a little emotionally attached to it, and it was more about the emotions, but um, this is again more part of the climax part of the plot where we get to say goodbye, we get to see our characters one last time, and we get to see them teach one final lesson. Um, which I believe that lesson is to be to keep moving forward. Uh, Heavily implied, I know, but when you look at it, because the whole point of the episode with the flashbacks, it's all about Twilight trying to, connect with her friends for that final moment, just like, because she's worried that she's probably never going to see them again. She's afraid that because of her new responsibilities, that because of her new job and her new career line, she's not going to have another opportunity to actually connect with these ponies ever again. And the whole time, they're just like, yeah, no, it's going to be fine. We'll work it out. Yeah, it's nothing,
There's this new thing going around called internet. I'm gonna check it out. It seems pretty cool.
Yes, we now have these things called, cell phones. You see this? It's called the send button.
Just
Oh my God, now I
abuse
know.
Spike some more and then use them for constant texting.
Well, she can't use Spike that much anymore because of the new job she gave him,
Doesn't
which
matter.
was friendship ambassador.
Executive rule overruled. For sorry, Spike, you have to stay up for 2 in the morning texting her friends.
Like, it was just, the whole episode was a moment of reflection, honestly, because here we are, we're in the future, we're talking to this person that we just met, or to Twilight, she's known for a while, and she's reflecting on her past about what she was always worried about. It's that teaching moment, that final lesson that everybody learns at some point or another. It's okay. It's honestly okay. Whatever fears you have, whatever is you think may or may not happen, don't worry about it. Go along with it as it comes and goes. Life is this game of gamble and results. You try something, you get good results or bad results. You get bad results, okay, maybe try something else. You get good results, maybe try and keep at it. That sort of thing. So, if I were to rate this episode, and you're probably going to hate me on this one, Patrick, I'd have to give it a 10 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I had some issues with it, obviously, because, they're older, obviously, but, that's a personal thing. That's not a, like,
An issue of the episode itself.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The episode itself was well written, it was well timed, and, even the music for it was just, it was amazing. Like, the way that her coronation crashed. I loved that song. I did.
I
The way
do like
that
that song.
well, that's too
I
bad.
love the little detail in that song. When it goes to the end, it does the MLP theme at the end of that song, and that's just such a beautiful detail. They did have. There's so many little details in this episode. Really little. Like AJ wearing Bradley Smith's
Scarf.
neck chain.
Did you notice that Apple Bloom was also wearing the
Golden
other...
Deliciouses. I said that.
You did. Thank you. Thank you, Blue, for noticing that. But yeah, no, that's why I have to give this episode a 10 out of 10, because everything was well paced. There were plenty of funny moments, especially during the catastrophe that was Twilight's coronation. So it was moving for me, personally.
Yeah, I agree. I like that. Shoot. So next down the line, who would like to go?
I guess I could go.
All right, go ahead.
For me, I really did love the epilogue, especially all the little Easter eggs, such as Twist actually talking with Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon in the background, or Lyra and Bonbon. Derpy actually is still a male pony, and of course the whole gummy thing, and of course the whole nod to the fact that Apple Bloom and Applejack both have respective items of some of their grandparents that have passed away.
Oh yeah, and Scootaloo
Sort of
has
remind
small
them.
wings still. Scootaloo can't fly because they gave her small wings, and I like that.
Well, that was shown in the other episode where
Yeah, when they grew up as
turned
well,
into
too.
adults.
Yeah. Roberry, we are in the know about.
Well, one would hope that we all saw the episode. So yes, when we do a review, one would hope we're in the know.
Yes, because you know that we know that they know that we know that everyone knows here that everything else is in the know. They're
Precisely.
everyone knows that this is knowing what that is and this is knowing what that. So that is
Exactly,
knowing
okay,
this and this
so,
is knowing
okay,
that.
we-
You're
we
knowing
cross
that.
read-
I'm knowing this. Are we all in the know now?
Yes, we know.
Yep.
Please do
Anyways.
not repeat that.
I also love the little nod to where Twilight has become basically Celestia, and that
Yeah.
this new pony, who I need to look back at her name,
A character that
Did I even
existed.
give
Her
her
name
name?
doesn't matter.
Luster Dawn.
Yes.
yeah,
thank
Luster
you.
Dawn. For Luster Dawn basically now has become Twilight, and then Twilight basically becomes Celestia. So, if you think about in fanfics, Luster Dawn then technically could go out to replace Twilight when she retires.
Why wasn't her name Seafood Dinner?
Because she is the child of Starlight and Sunburst.
No, no,
It should have
Silent
been
Wolfgang.
Seafood
Silent
Dinner.
Wolfgang. They're
That would have
going
been a
about me.
hilarious
freaking-
name to end it all. Because yeah, the name she currently has way more respectable. But I know everyone kept making jokes about Twilight Sparkle, Sunset Shimmer, Starlight Glimmer. Who's next? Seafood Dinner. That would have been so funny if her name was Seafood
And
Dinner.
of course, the other part that I loved is the fact that they did, in fact, instead of singing the end, well, instead of having like Once Upon a Time or the regular old intro card, it actually had, instead, Many Moons Later.
Yeah,
and
that
they
makes
also
it.
removed the theme song in the original airing of the episode.
That they did.
They- Yeah, but hey, the whole many moons thing. That I kind of like that because it gives a little bit of ambiguity so that we could decide exactly how many years went by.
Which, by what I've been regularly calculating, a moon is literally a month. So 1,000 moons is literally 1,000 months, which you take that because
That's
a
different to
year
the
is 12.
calculation I made. I worked out one moon equals 3 point something odd days a while back.
What?
I'm pretty sure
I've
it's
always-
been 20 years.
Well,
but
if
that's
you
just my
count by
prediction.
moons,
Yeah.
you're counting technically a moon,
Because
which a moon
I kind of
cycle
like the cycle of the
isn't
moon is
one
roughly
month
about a
per,
month.
isn't really necessarily 1 month, but it's 30 days is a moon cycle.
Yeah, but it's roughly about a month, so you take it out. Because
but-
apparently, because going back to the first episode with the 1,000 moons, you take that and divide it by 10, you get 100. Which then you take that 100 and divide it by 12.
Are you
Yeah.
sure
Which is-
he said 1,000 moons back then and not 1,000 years?
No, they
Yeah, it was
always say
1,000
moons.
moons.
They always say moons. They never say years because the show's annoying like that.
Because we know
Okay.
that 1,000.
Well,
Oh,
I've
I just
calculated it for
double
30,000 days, and if you want to divide that by 365, that's about 82.19 years.
Well, I do know that
For
that a
1,000
moon do canonically refer to a lunar cycle because
Yeah.
because according to Big Jim again, yeah, that's exactly what they're referencing.
Yeah,
a
the
lunar,
lunar
cycle.
cycle, which is 30 days. So I did 1,000 times 30.
So there was a
obviously 30 days.
timestamp somewhere.
So
Yep,
it's
so
30.
it's about-
It's 30,000 days, also known as 82.19
0.19
etc.
months.
etc. Day.
Well, no, I'm calculating by years. 82.
Years, yeah, it's 82 point something years.
808219. Let's just round it up to 82.2 months.
or just
That's
82.
good enough.
No, that would be years. It's 82 years.
Yeah, not months. That's years. 82 years.
Mm-hmm.
So close to a century.
Yeah. So you get your senior citizen pass when 1,000 when the next
So
MLP
if you were just born on the day of the whole,
when the
Nightmare
next
Moon
MLP
thing,
villain comes
you'd
out,
be
you'll
a
have
senior
you'll be a
citizen
senior
now.
citizen.
that might actually explain Granny Smith.
Yeah.
hmm
Anyway,
basically,
do you have any more
sum it up,
thoughts? Will?
I really love the episode, and I give this rank a fat S on all categories. So, altogether,
yeah,
it's
a
an
10.
S rank
10 out of
episode.
10.
Yeah, S rank. I'm gonna say that's a 10. Okay.
Can I make a quick mention?
Yower.
There was a book given to Twilight that had all of their memories together. They basically gave her Netflix.
No, yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to make the joke. It was like, here, we got you a special gift. the complete
Sorry.
series of MLP. I love it. Because it's
I didn't
literally
even
I
gotta
didn't
get
make
pictures.
this episode where I take off all my clothes.
Stop.
Barry!
No.
We're gonna
not
get
going there.
demonetized.
Patrick.
Wait, they don't normally wear clothes though.
Stop.
True.
You wear a
But
vest.
Barry, we're gonna
It's
get
close enough.
demonetized for saying that.
Well, I mean, it's not like we're making money in it. But anyway, who would like to go next?
We're volunteering.
Patrick is no longer allowed. Patrick's temporarily suspended from giving opinions for the next 5 minutes.
Second.
Okay, who would like to go next? Anyone? Alright, rip roaring crowd. I guess I could go if no one else wants to step forward. Because we're missing Jack and Danger, the only other two that have yet to give a rating.
I just have a question.
Okay, fine, Danger, what's your one question?
Since MLP ended, and you're streaming this, are you going to use our OCs, like, from the past, on what they used to look like, or are we going to use our OCs when they grow older and change
I don't
their...
have
I'm
an
not-
older version
I
of
am
my
not
OC.
Gonna take the time and effort to remake everyone's OC.
Oh,
So-
I'm already making...
No, we're working with what we have. I do not have the time and or the patience to do that right now.
I do. I'm already
I
making
have
mine.
my OC already has like 68 clothing items. I don't want to draw another batch.
Yeah. Anyway.
I already have.
So,
let me
but Danger,
find-
then, do you have a rating you'd like to give for the episode? Hopefully,
What?
out of 10.
I already have at least 57 vectors right now, so I don't need any more.
I have way too many vectors.
But
All
Danger,
my
do you have a
vectors are
rating?
thanks to Foster, so I shouldn't. I'm not gonna beg him, but I'm not gonna ask him for any more.
All right, well,
We'll
let's go
talk
move on to Jack then, because we're burning time here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, first off, yeah, it was kind of sad seeing seeing main six and everyone older in that episode. Meanwhile, Twilight is in as much as her prime as Celestia is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that has some extremely sad implications.
Yeah.
But on a more positive note, because some of her friends already have had kids and will possibly more might even have kids.
Mhm.
Who knows? It's possible that Twilight might actually end up making be a friend of the family for each generation of her friends, and basically it'll be like they were never gone because
She'd be like
made
she'd be
friends
like
with-
when you have family friends are so close, sometimes you teach your kids to call them aunts, so she'd be like Aunt Twilight to all of the main six children. Yeah, I think that'd be a fun dynamic.
Exactly.
If they
She's,
do that,
each
if they do that in the
generation's
comics,
best
I'd be all for it, because that sounds like a really cute, fun dynamic. Like as Twilight's friends get older, Twilight starts to become more responsible for the children. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Should we just rename the show My Up Only Friendship is Magic to My Up Only Friendship Benefit with Benefits?
No.
Yeah, that sounds like a.
No.
I feel like it'd be more like Twilight's daycare at this rate.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of that was kind of saddening, but still a positive note for future possibilities with each generation.
Yeah.
Of the main six. Let's see. Oh yeah. I mean, it's implied that Fluttershy is with Discord now, as more than a friend.
Yeah,
But
the implication's
but,
heavily
I mean,
there, but it's unfortunately not confirmed. It's just
it's
like a 99%. It's 99% what they're implying, but they didn't want to fully comply because the only ship that they could really do with the main six is Pinky and Cheese because that's the least arguable.
right.
Most people aren't
But
upset with
I-
that.
but I mean, besides that, uh, on more sad implications, specifically for Discord, because I mean, let's be real here. Discord is, unequivocally ageless. He will never
Never die.
age. The
Yeah,
only way he's ever gonna die is if he gets his magic
if
taken
someone's
away
out
again, and someone
lasers
gives
him.
and someone gives the finishing blow.
Yeah.
So that means that means that unless Discord decides to kill himself,
Dude,
which I
that
highly
got
doubt
real
he will,
dark real quick.
he would he
Well,
he's
yeah,
going
he's
to
going to outlive Fluttershy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to outlive Fluttershy. So if he's more than friends with her, oh gosh, that's gonna be
Yeah, it'd be
devastating
sad, but
for
I
him.
feel like there's a lot of interpretations where people live forever and outlive, and people normally just outlive their significant other. Most couples don't die at the same time, thankfully. But even then, it goes.
True.
Yeah, so
But I mean,
feel like
but I mean,
if they, and in
it's
fact, if
basic-
that was in the comics, that would be a very interesting episode. Well, it would be a comic, but that'd be a very interesting story to tell because it would be something that people would have to be complacent with because you're going, either you or your significant other will outlive the other, and that's something that you have to deal with in
but
your
I mean,
life.
it's much worse for it's much worse for Discord because thing is with most significant others, a lot of times they're able to grow old with each other. And after one leaves, the other event follows. Not too long behind. But with Discord,
Assuming
no.
if it's old age, but yeah, again, it depends because there's even other interpretations through different shows. Fullmetal Alchemist is the one that comes to mind that had a virtually immortal person who married, a mortal, and then they died. And then Castlevania is the Netflix animated show is about Dracula's wife who dies. Like, and it's just how they deal with grief. So I feel like it'd be a very
Right.
interesting talk. Because
Yeah.
there's no one, there's a good way to handle things, but it's not the only thing that's going to happen. There are bad resolves of, losing a significant other, and some people handle it very well. It'd be an interesting thing for the comics to touch on if they were to do that, because it's something that's going to happen in people's lives, most
Wh-
likely.
Right. And speaking of that, I was thinking, as basically a here's a really interesting fanfic idea that would satisfy both Fluttercord shippers and Dyslestia shippers.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the pitch for this idea. Basically, Fluttershy and Discord been together for a really long time. Over the years, Fluttershy had grown old while Discord remained the same.
Yeah.
Discord becomes grief-stricken when eventually Fluttershy
Or
goes. But he's definitely not alone in that because
there's
another
Celestia as well.
Celestia knows exactly how he's feeling, and in order to possibly fill the void, she starts spending time with Discord, doing some of the things that he and Fluttershy used to do.
I'm sure this is a fan
And,
fiction
yeah.
somewhere.
Huh?
I'm sure this is a
What?
fan fiction somewhere.
Yeah, and basically, tries to, cheer him up and, do stuff, spend more time with him, and eventually they kind of hit it off, and
And then get together is what
but-
you're implying.
yeah, well, no, hit it off as in, they become, more closer friends.
Okay.
And eventually, eventually, because Celestia, even Celestia has a bit of a prankster side. She warmed up even more to Discord, and because Discord, isn't, he doesn't scoff at being at settling down every once in a while. He warmed up a little bit to Celestia, and basically, eventually, something more than friendship grows.
Yeah, again, so yeah, I
You
get what
don't
you're
realize
saying.
how hard it's not to make dirty jokes at the moment.
It's very,
You do
yeah, no, don't, please don't. We're almost done with the stream. I want to try to get out of this and still have, some of my sanity left.
That's impossible.
Regardless, Jack, do you have a rating then that you'd like to give?
Oh, well, rated. Oh yeah, one more thing. I like Spike's grown-up design. I think it's pretty good.
Oh, that's interesting.
Agreed.
I'm not fond of it. He got really beefy. Also, because you brought it up, Ember looks exactly the same, and that bothers me.
Who looks exactly
Ember.
the same?
Ember, the Dragon Lord. She looks exactly the same.
I think they slow down once they get to a certain age,
Yeah, but that's the thing though, because so I feel like Spike
Power the
probably should have
dragon
had
rod
a.
or whatever that.
I feel like Spike should
thing
have had
is.
a sleeker design because he got really buff. he
Maybe-
became
well,
a
maybe because
JoJo
it's-
teenager
Maybe it's
real quick.
gender imbatality in dragons.
The Dragon Lord
Male
scepter.
dragons
That's what
always
it
grow
is.
bigger. Female dragons are much smaller but more compact.
I don't know.
Because Ember's
Well,
a
Ember's like
very
the only female dragon that we really know about. So
No, Ember's
Mulder.
Mulder.
okay, but yeah, so they're both sleek, and all the guys are like thicker.
Right.
Take that as you will, internet.
Right. Yeah, I always figured, based off of his design, I always figured that, puberty hit Spike like a truck.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
and again,
know.
he really did become like a JoJo teenager at the end of the show.
Yeah, he basically, his puberty for him was essentially like getting the one-up mushroom,
Yeah, it really was. He just went bam 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 bam, and now he's a big boy. He's a big boy in the big boy world.
Yeah. So anyway, my rating for the final episode, it's a You know what? You know what? I was originally gonna give it a solid 9, but I think I'll give it a 10, like Crosser, because
Alright.
it was just a good ending and it tied up quite a lot of
Loose ends.
loose ends.
Alright then. Whew. I guess I'll go unless Danger, do you have a number that you'd like to donate to the team here, to the cause?
What?
Do you have a rating?
We're
You haven't
gonna
given me
die.
a rating yet. Do you have a rating for the final episode?
Well, I feel like the final part, the lesson is that things can't last forever. You need to go on and do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of resembles us in the real world, that we can't stay with our parents or
But what if I
Hey.
really like my mother's basement?
yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that.
and we like MLP, but when that time has come where we're old enough and we've matured, we need to say goodbye and move on with our own lives.
Well,
like-
Hasbro like, no, you can't go that. We still need your money. Money.
Oh boy. But yeah, okay,
So-
so
Yeah, it does have like a good point that not everything
nothing
needs
lasts
to
forever.
end. Yeah, everything needs to have an end, and you have to do your own thing and spread the message that people sent out from the TV show. I mean, that's what old people did back then during the war. They did tell stories and knowledge of what happened and what to do.
Mhm.
And now it's our turn to like push, give that information that we got from the TV show to the next generation.
Yeah. All right. So do you have a rating then?
I gotta give it a 10 out of 10 for
Another
having
10.
a good message,
Alright.
saying that it's good to say goodbye.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess it's my turn then. And I think I liked the episode for the most part. It was a nice ending, and it was I really enjoyed it. I'm a bit I have a bit of mixed feelings about the format in which they told the ending, and I feel like that we did not really transition. The transition to the new designs was very abrupt. But other than that, like, it was a fun, nice episode, and like a lot of shows that actually have proper endings, it's really sort of sweet to see them several years down the line to see how they've grown. So I think it's a nice ending, and I'm gonna stick with the trend because it makes my math really easy, and say 10 out of 10, so that I can just say the overall rating is a 10 out
So,
of 10.
wait, hold on.
and
Literally
don't have to
everybody
think about
here,
it.
what Patrick gave it a 10 out of 10.
Patrick,
Yeah,
we're
just
changing
do.
your question mark to a 10 out of 10 because it makes my life easy.
You could just put me as NA.
NA.
Or
Yeah,
I
just
can
don't
make
add
it
his
easy
score.
and just say 10 and move on. No, but yeah, Patrick, you had mixed feelings because again, it's hard to properly rate it because this is just an ending. That's all it really is. It's just a conclusion to.
Yeah, it's why I
Yeah.
refuse to score it because
Yeah.
it's not an episode, it's an ending. But the ending is so special that I can understand
Yeah,
why.
there's no.
10 out,
Unlike
I can,
some
I get why
endings-
everyone's saying 10 out of 10. I completely understand that.
Mhm.
I love the fact everyone's loving this, and I
Mhm.
love the ending myself. But it's more about emotion, and I think
Yeah.
everyone's emotionally explained why they love it, even if it's not.
Yeah, and I think the big thing about this, because, you know, like sort of the two-parter, there's not, there, this is obviously, you know, a mental conflict, but even then it feels more like, the conflict isn't even that sort of crazy, it's just more of just retelling that, you know, nothing lasts forever, but that doesn't mean things aren't worth doing. It is, just because you won't know people forever doesn't mean it's not worth reaching out to others and trying to maintain friendships. And it works in this case, but it doesn't mean it always will, but it doesn't make, just because something won't always work out doesn't make it not worth pursuing. So again, I think this is,
I will-
like, as the episode is, it, you know, it's an ending, so obviously it's not standalone. It isn't something that you just watch to introduce someone to the show, because that'd be really weird. But this is a nice little conclusion just to give some form of closure to the people that have been watching this for so long.
I want to say one more thing.
Mhm.
Celestia's a better teacher than Twilight is.
Oof.
Can
Alright.
I explain
Ooh.
why?
Ooh, that's
Celestia
a,
would let her,
Okay, you
would
get
let her
5
pupils
minutes,
learn
but I'm
by
tired.
themselves. Celestia would let her pupils learn by their own mistakes. Twilight doesn't. Twilight tells her students the problem and tells her what's wrong. Celestia lets Twilight, no matter
Celestia
all the
believes in
hate
the
Celestia
crash
has,
course.
Celestia lets Twilight make her own mistakes.
There are two kinds of teachers, practical and impractical. Both have a way of working. Both also have flaws.
Mm-hmm.
But
So-
there's one thing I just found out about Twilight.
What?
Since Princess Celestia and Luna have retired, now Twilight will be like the princess that doesn't do anything.
Oof. I don't know.
honestly,
I feel like
never
she's gonna be
really
more
think they
useful
can
than
do anything.
the other two.
What do you guys think Princess Celestia and Princess Luna are doing on their vacation?
Tahiti, drinking margaritas.
Tahiti.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2 reference. I
Yes.
got it.
Okay.
Thank you, Danger.
You know, they could both probably write pretty good novels at this point. They can make their, you know, they can make their autobiography.
Headcanon. What if all the fan fictions we've been reading up to this point were written by anybody but Celestia and
Oh,
Luna?
God,
Secretly,
please
Celestia is non-positive disguise. Like, she takes off. Celestia takes off her head and like, you didn't know? I'm out of here.
Oh gosh. Well, anyway, I think that's so. I think that we can finally end now because that's a 10 out of 10 episode question mark because it, you know, it's just an ending, and that's all it really is. But anyway, thank you all for watching. This has been a very long stream. We are just shy of
Not
2
my
hours.
fault.
Expecting a short stream
Sorry,
where we were
everything.
talking about 3 episodes, which are very important to people.
Yeah,
Were you
it's
really
like
expecting a
yeah,
short one,
it was a lot of
guys?
episodes and of very great importance. But anyway, thank you
Laser
all
May do the whole outro thingy.
for do you want to go down the line? Cause I'm pretty tired.
I
I'll
would-
do it last.
Alright, well, yeah, here, just, I guess we'll do sign off, so, Danger, final, last words.
That it's okay to say goodbye. You need to
Question
move on with
mark?
your
I like that
life.
one. Alright.
Make
And-
it sincere, Danger.
They're just telling people to get a life.
Yeah, get a life. Come on.
Oh,
We don't-
boy.
MLP
Putting
done
you
their
as my
part.
life
No,
now.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Spread the word of what MLP just sent the message towards us and spread it around the world. Create friends and do whatever.
Alright.
And drink.
And drink, alright.
I
yeah,
swear if I find anything missing from my bar.
I swear, I did not take anything.
Anyway, moving on, Patrick, would you like to, do you have, like, a final thought or two?
Who wants the show to go on forever?
Not I, said
Me too.
Semi-Am.
Yeah, I'm,
Wants the show
it
to
needs to
go
end if
on
it's gonna,
forever?
endings are good.
Forever
Alright,
is
Patrick,
too
Yeah, I think
get
we've
long.
off
lost
the
him.
soapbox. Get off the soapbox.
Stab
please.
Eddie!
Don't
Okay.
worry, I'll shoot him off. Just, you know, I gotta get a good shot at his legs.
Alright,
You know?
Oh, let me have that one.
Yeah,
I can say
okay.
that.
Calm down. Jack, do you have any final thoughts?
Oh yeah. So yeah. What I've learned from this whole entire thing, the whole entire show, it's all right to like something outside of your demographic. It
Outside.
some lessons are some lessons even some adults need to learn, and some need to be reminded of. And yeah, just because the show's over doesn't mean you can't keep enjoying MLP content. Oh, and one more very important lesson: friendship is magic.
All right, there it is. All
There we
right,
go.
Blue. go
Alright,
ahead.
we're closing shop now.
Yeah,
Gotta go.
no, we got 3 more, including myself. Blue, what would you like to say?
I was gonna do the last one because
Okay then.
it involved the ending thing I was gonna do.
All right, Crosser, what would you like to say before we go?
Oh, you would put me on the spotlight like that.
Yes, I can. It's my job.
Wait, I got this.
Wait, whilst you're doing thinking, can we all raise a glass to friendship with Trans Gamer? Should we all raise a glass?
Oh yes, I see that. Raises here. Let me go. As the entire city.
Yes, everybody goes. Raise glass.
In my case, it's raised as a stylus.
Let me just put that in there. Raises a glass to friendship. That's a good one. Excellent. Oh boy. Not even
See,
in the
I'm
call
special.
and
I'm
still
raising
stealing the
glasses.
show. Alright, Crosser, do you have
Good
anything?
thing I took this from.
Okay, I can go now?
Yes.
Okay.
Good thing I took this from something.
Oh, he's whipping out the guitar.
That's all, folks.
Oh, excellent.
Oh wow.
Okay, then I guess I'll say
was
something and
beautiful.
then Blue can close us up. So, before I do my little thing, thank you again for watching the stream. If you haven't liked it, please like it. If you disliked it, we're not friends anymore.
Wow.
Please check out the rest of the channel, because in the channel section we have everyone's channels linked, so you can go check out their stuff. Because they make videos, believe it or not. Unlike me, they make videos. And Jack does more stuff on DeviantArt, though.
I've been procrastinating a little bit, but
Yeah.
you know.
But yeah,
I've also been busy with school stuff.
Yeah, school is important. Stay in school, kids. Remember, you never know when you're going to need to topple some evil Wendigos, so stay in school.
About that.
Yeah.
I may have on my channel. I may have said that don't go to school because in the zombie apocalypse you would die.
Maybe.
I gave you a 5-second head start to run there, Danger.
Okay.
I'm just saying it would be a
anyway,
more
Five.
defense.
So thank you again for
Okay.
watching. Please remember to
See
stay
ya.
positive. And Blue, you have one last thing. Okay, Crosser, calm down. Blue, you have one
Alright.
last thing you'd like to say?
Everyone, just remember, friendship is magic, and also now to do my whole little outro thing I end up doing. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the content you saw, please share to smash the like and subscribe buttons. Don't forget the notification bell to get a ping. If it will honestly work, because half the time it doesn't freaking work.
Oof.
Well, they
To get a
did
ping
change
every
the
time we
bell
upload a
system,
new video
so-
or go live. Thank you guys for watching, and remember to contact us contact Laser or Rowberry if you have any complaints or hate mail.
Exactly.
Normally
Thank
it's
you.
me. Normally it's me who gets all the
Alright.
hate mail.
Well, take care,
And
everyone.
everyone,
Can we
stay
kindly say,
fresh.
yeah, bye?
We need a hate mail.
Bye.
I just read all the hate mail I'll get. I have so much for that.
Alright.
Well, you see, I get it in my
Alright,
mailbox
well,
too, but I just send it
I'm
straight
ending
to
it
you.
now. Goodbye, everyone. Take care.
Bye.